So what do you see as like a main reason why a nonprofit is struggling, or maybe on the verge of failing? What is some of those things?
They're outdated.
Okay.
And with all due respect, it's because of the way that nonprofits have been running.
Mm-hmm.
It's outdated and it's very traditional. I mean, we can get down to the nitty-gritty of, nonprofits are still sending paper mailers in the mail. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Millennials aren't opening paper mailers that say, hey, donate.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, millennials aren't going to the same type of events or the same type of, gatherings for causes that maybe other demographics
Mm-hmm.
are. And the way that I want to, really shine a light for nonprofits is the future of giving is in millennials and in our generation. And for us, we want it to be cool. We want it to be exciting. We want it to be fresh. We want it to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we created Battle of the Bands. That's why we did, luau's. That's why we did partnerships with Sephora and big name corporations, because we knew that people were going to get excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so for nonprofits, the whole social media thing is foreign, and I don't want it. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to look at it. I don't think it's valuable.
Yeah.
But I was raising about $20,000 a month on Facebook donations alone during the pandemic.
Wow.
So if that doesn't say something to you, we need to get with the program. We need to get hip. We need to get up to date so you can reach more people and get those donations all over the place, not just by grants, not just by those paper mailers, not just by walking down the street, say, hey, give me a donation. We want people to get excited about giving, and we want those people to get excited to tell other people about giving.
And make a bigger impact.
Exactly.
Because you can definitely, that's the power of the internet, you know?
Yep, exactly.
It's to reach more people, and when you're able to do that, you can have a more of an impact.
Absolutely.
Like, there was a lot of nonprofits that went out of business because of COVID.
Yes.
In fact, matter of fact, this office right here was a nonprofit.
Wow.
Like it was like the office for the podcast.
Yeah.
And so it was,
Wow.
I forget the exact name, but yeah, they closed down and they were helping people like and then they couldn't no more.
Yeah, it's hard, and I wish that I was able to help those nonprofits before that happened. But I realized that there was such a great need. I don't know if you know this, but there are 1,500 nonprofits in Colorado Springs.
I've heard.
And there are so many nonprofits that need help, and there are so many different opportunities to help them, whether it's a virtual benefit concert, whether that's creating music marketing, whether that's creating content, whether that's creating a fundraising strategy online or a digital marketing strategy online, or creating better social media campaigns, or even just creating social media campaigns. All of these things are foreign to nonprofits that have been doing the same thing for decades.
Yeah.
So,
Which is what is some of those things that they're doing that are kind of outdated?
well, the paper mailers is
paper mail,
one.
for sure, yeah.
The types of events that are being hosted are the same types of events. Let's switch it up. Let's get a little different. Let's, spice it up and see what works and what's not working. Even just diversifying how money is raised. I think a lot of organizations stick with the same things, and that's great. But what happens if all the grants dry up? What happens if you're a smaller nonprofit and you want to apply for a grant, but you can't get the grant because another organization here is already they have the team, they have the infrastructure, and they have the manpower to apply for those grants, and they have the capacity and the capital to still go even if they don't have a grant or grant funding. But then we have these new nonprofits that are coming up into our community, and they think that applying for a grant is going to be their solution, which is great. But if you're just putting all your eggs in that basket, what happens when you don't get that grant? You're going to be broke and you're going to have to close your doors. So we have to think of ways that how we can help you beyond just grants.
Yeah.